So that's a possible adjustment to that limit. Is one of the things that we'll be looking out for as a central bank governor attends to the lawmakers tomorrow, Tuesday. We'll be looking out for that meeting. Now, on Thursday last week, there was a temporary opening of the second Niger bridge to decongest traffic from the old bridge, especially during this Yuletide. Of course, this brightens the mood of a lot of travelers. It's going to be open from the 15th of December to the 15th of January. So there are a lot of expectations. Let's talk to Bola Olojede, the Executive Director of DMA Advisory now, to see what other expectations we have from this temporal and subsequently permanent opening of the second Niger bridge. Good morning, Mr. Olojede. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
So are you traveling? Are you using this bridge, this festive period?
Well, I will not. Well, I mean, in time past, I've used the old bridge, and I know what it means to travel to that part of the town around the season.
So I know that it's temporal. The minister had said that the bridge itself is ready, but the connecting roads that will connect the bridge to the express is not yet ready. But even for this 1 month, what are some of the expectations? Is it just the happy travelers? Do we see trade or, products, the big trucks?
Definitely people who are traveling home and those who will be coming back in January as well will have the benefit of having a smoother journey than they've ever had in recent years. There is also the cost implications for everybody. You see, one of the things we may not be conscious of is when we stay longer in traffic, are there implications for it? If a journey or a distance that is supposed to take 15 minutes end up taking 1 hour, you have quadrupled the volume of fuel that you will consume in that vehicle. You have stayed longer in that vehicle, which has health implications for you. The wear and tear on that vehicle is accelerated because the piston is working for longer than it is supposed to be. So there are cost implications that will be reduced in this season by virtue of opening that. Then there are people who have even totally written off the fact that they want to travel because they know how that plays during the Yuletide. So some of these people might be encouraged to want to take that trip again. So it has advantages for the road users that we're able to open that road and make it available for travelers during this season. Of course, some commerce might also be a part of it, but the essence is not for that roadside trading anyway.
Yes, that's where I was coming to, Mr. Olojede, because I saw some reports of hawkers, those traffic hawkers, saying that they might be losing out of their commerce this period, normally to be a booming period for them.
Well, people will still buy things, because of the activities that is usually associated with the season. But the hope of people spending 1 hour, 1.5 hours in traffic so that you can sell might not be there. Normally, when Nigerians even travel, even when there are no traffic, they pull over. There's a place where we used to eat when we were going to the east in those days. The vehicles pull over there, and we will eat. If there are instances in which people want to buy 1 or 2, drivers do make certain allowances from time to time for them to make all those their little purchases. But we cannot encourage roadside travel at the expense of the benefit that an infrastructure like puts on the table.
All right, so we see also there's a toll complex there. So this is going to be tolled. For maintenance, we believe, and sustenance of this. I don't know if Nigerians have factored that into this. And what have you heard, some of the reactions, following that?
Okay, there have been all sort of theories. I call them, I mean, I'll call them conspiracy theories. There were some who even went to the extent of saying, oh, why is it now that the bridge is in the east that the government is thinking about tolling? It is important to know that right from conception, I mean, this project was inaugurated by OBJ in 2007, so the history dated back maybe like a couple of decades before that time. But the initial model was the PPP model. So right from inauguration, the idea of tolling has been on the table. When the next government inherited it, that also maintained that same outlook of a PPP model. The private sector will bring money and all of that, and there will be recovery. Now, don't forget also that the Federal Ministry of Works is already working on being able to concession about 5 or 7% of our road, of the federal government road, and provide tolling on those roads as a critical assurance for maintenance. That's one of the main things that we will achieve with that. So it is not out of place that there will be tolling, and we have, as a nation, we have to avoid demonizing tolling. Rather, our focus should be that the tolling should be worth it at the end of the day. It should not be hurtful on the people. It should be something that is reasonable. That is number one. Number two, there will actually be maintenance of those roads that are tolled, and we will have a better use and smoother use of those roads that are tolled. I think that is where we need to migrate, not to sort of demonize toll.
Yeah, well, I believe from past conversations, a lot of Nigerians, at least majority, are not against tolling, but who regulates the tolling to ensure that it's actually being used, you know, for the maintenance and perhaps even the creation of another, you know, better road or construction of other road. That has always been the worry of Nigerians and why they talk about the issue of tolling. But thank you so much, Mr. Gbolahan Olojade, Executive Director, DMA Advisory, for sharing your thoughts with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Certainly, from 15th of January, we'll be counting down to the federal government and be like, well, we need this thing to be permanently open, not just a temporary one.
Yeah, well, it's 90-something% complete anyway, so very soon it should be fully open.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And you too.